Hey fellas, the video that I'm gonna do today is about Mercury Verado and water leaking from the flush attachment area. If you see, there's holes over there, and the reason it leaks because the valve in the back has some kind of issue, or there's some kind of debris, whatever, but the water leaks from here. Usually the water should only be coming out from the P hole, which is right here, but when the valve is bad, the water leaks from here. A quick fix to that is open up this in the back, just put a quarter, screw it on, screw it back on, you're good to go. But if you're looking to do it the right way, you have to buy this hose flush assembly, and you have to replace this. And this is the valve that I'm talking about that gets stuck or has debris in it, and that's why you have that water coming out of there. I believe the easier access to do that job is to remove this bottom cowling. It is held by number 8 bolts, so I think it's much easier I should do that. So we're going to remove this bottom cowling, and it has 1, 2, 3, and 4 bolts over here, and it's held by 1 bolt in the back, I believe. So I'll try to open up that. Okay, so here's the update. To get to it, I think you don't need to open up this. What you got to do is to open up this cowling and the side panel right here, and I'm gonna show you once I put it back how I open it up. And the hose is right here. We got to disconnect from here, and then we got to disconnect from here. I don't know if you guys can see. Okay, right there, you see that? That's the one side, and the other side is right here. So we're going to disconnect, and this thing comes out. So all you got to do is to remove this bottom cowling. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect that. It was, when I was trying to do this, I was trying to find a video online, but I couldn't find. See, I've been using my quarter over here because it does the job. But if you're like me who wants things the right way, then you got to do things the right way. So I'm going to go ahead and replace that. But for all this summer season, I've been using this quarter. So you cut it from here. I have to cut that zip tie from there, and now this is ready to remove. I cut from this side as well, and now I'm going to remove it out. Let's see how this whole thing goes. The best thing is to use this nail plier. There we go, and out. And this is the part. This is what was the problem, and we're gonna put the new one in. Now the hose is in. What I'm going to do is to tie up the zip tie, and unlike the other people, I'm going to make sure when I put it on it's easier for anybody else working on it to take it off. Alright, that's that. We cut the excess zip tie. Zip tie is off. So let me just show you the proper way to do this. What I did, you see, I put this on, and there's a curve, and then there's a plastic holding that could hold this hose in place. And whoever installed it before, he had it tied with the zip ties over here, which is not correct. So I followed what how the company had it. So the wire goes on the top holder and the hose goes on the bottom holder, and you see this curve actually helps, and then it's going to come out from this hole, and we're gonna put the other assembly on. And that's the proper way to do it. I don't know why people don't do the job right the first time. So now that I have the hose properly routed, for me to put this thing back in here, and then I'm going to put the nozzle on. There it goes. This goes first, and then this thing, and now we're gonna put it in. It's gonna have a little bit of hassle, but if you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing. Zip tie you put behind this thing that you need to tight, because you want to make sure it doesn't come off in the back. So now we have that. Good. Cut it off. Put a washer in. It was all good to go. Now we're going to put everything back together. So like I said, I promise I'm going to show you how I did it. So first thing first, you have to put this thing first, the cowling, and then the side piece goes on. It has two rubber things over here. Make sure you don't lose them. Make sure you have them right there. Those two rubber things goes on each side. Okay, now that we have the cowling back, the pain is putting these things together. This is the swivel you have to use, and you have to use an extension, and that makes the job much easier. Now I'll try to put it back, everything. Okay, the next part is putting this back together, and I believe it goes like this. But just you know, this rubber goes inside of this bracket just to make sure, okay? And then your cover is going to fit right. It's a matter of putting everything the right way, and that's it. Go put the screws on the other side. Alright fellas, that's it. That's how you do it. I put the side panel, I put the back on. There are a few screws here that I'm gonna put. They're a little bit hard to get. You need a swivel and a little bit of patience, but you know, once you have that, you tie it up, you're good to go. So overall, not a difficult job, just a little bit tedious. Space is limited, and trying to get to the spot, that's the biggest challenge. Other than that, not a difficult job. With that being said, I'm going to end this video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and bye-bye.